Do you know what the King of Sunset is going to do to the humans in Hanging Stone when his armies arrive? He's going to smear their bodies upon the ground and paint his path to the end of humanity. I took the children as an act of mercy. Now their little bodies will be crushed and tread upon. I hold these saints responsible.
Hello, Dungeon fans. It's Saturday night. I'm Kevin from Level 9, and this is the Liching Hour. We're playing the Apocrypha Adventure Card Game tonight. Rejoining Dr. Zeus and Sam Yee in the cold tundra of Alberta, Canada, in a little boom town called Hanging Stone. The boys got into town last week. Well, sorry. We visited the guys getting into town last week. They've only been there for, I don't know, about 3 or 4 hours. The long night they're going to spend up here has just begun. So, Dr. Zeus had been in contact with a doctor here in Hanging Stone, Dr. Richard Lazarus. Sam and he had come and, Dr. Lazarus had told him, had been keeping him updated of weird stuff that had been going on in Hanging Stone. Supernaturally or gruesomely tied things that were going on. Lazarus doesn't really know everything that has to do with being a saint. He's not a saint himself. But he knows that Zeus was interested and does help out in those kind of situations. And a lot of things have been happening, have gotten him worried. Zeus and Sam have finally gotten there. Right off the bat, they had to go find some missing children. Like literally, they walked in to see Dr. Lazarus at the hospital, and Lazarus was dealing with somebody with hypothermia and frostbite, who was rambling about kids, that she was taking the kids. And they had found this gentleman at one of the lakes nearby, a frozen lake. So Zeus and Sam had gone out there. Turned out there were a lot of children and a lot of demonic type forces out there, or not necessarily demonic, but other creatures out there that were leading the kids astray, all led by this grandmother woman who lived at a house outside of town. Zeus and Sam, working together, were able to destroy this woman, or at least return her to wherever she came from. And that on their way back to the hospital with kids in tow, they had collected most of the kids. I think they got all of them. Yeah, they got all the ones they could find. On their way back to the hospital, an ambulance raced by. Now, they figured can't be that many ambulances in Hanging Stone. There isn't. There's one. When they got back to the hospital and they brought the kids in, Dr. Lazarus was super happy. They found the kids and was treating the kids, making sure they're okay, started the process of trying to find their parents. And he said, I know you've just been out there. I know you're just warming up now, but I just heard that the ambulance we sent out, there was some disturbance out on I don't know if people farm out in the salt lands where they are right there. Mostly it's oil fields and stuff, but there's a residence out there. I hesitate to we'll call it a ranch. There was a disturbance or something went on at a ranch. Someone had gotten hurt. They had dispatched the only ambulance in town to that ranch. En route, the ambulance has gone off the road. We're not sure what's going on. The police are going out there now. the doc had listened to the police scanner and knew this was going on. Of course, the cops had contacted the hospital as well to let them know. So he asked that Sam and Zeus could go out there to check on the ambulance. This is early evening, a little later than that, I think. Sam and Zeus, I mean, they have every option. They could just go back to, or they got to find a hotel. They don't even know. But, of course, they're not like that. They agree, and they grab some dinner from a Tim Hortons on the way, and they head out to where this ambulance apparently went off the road. They're not super familiar with the area, so that's where we're going to join them tonight. The mission's name is Gate of Pestilence. To let you know that there are seven gates that our boys are going to have to overcome in order to progress. We'll just put it that way. Last week was Gate of Mercy. Tonight is the Gate of Pestilence. Pestilence invites the idea of diseases and stuff, and this mission is actually borrowing a mechanic or a couple mechanics from the Book of the Physicians, which we did play through with Evangeline and Savannah. Those two ladies. If you want to check those out, those are on the YouTube. Those are on the tubes, the wide tubes. Anyway, the mechanic is a couple different things. One, we assign a mutation randomly to each location. Like right here, the location for this nexus, the mutation is heirloom. It's one of the new deathless ones. There is one assigned to each. I do not randomly determine a mutation for each location. It's already determined. The other thing is we are going to be dealing with disease-related threats, and that might cause symptoms to arise, and that will provide like a local, global effects for the rest of the mission for the characters. That's pretty much that. This clean room is representing the quarantined fields. The boys pull up. There's only one or two roads out of town, and they were told which one to go on. They don't know their way around, but it was kind of hard to miss this place. They pull up, and there's a cop car, and there's one lone cop in the cop car, and some traffic cones out, and flares, and he's like, hey, what's going on, officer? We're we're from the hospital. The doctor called us out to take a look. And at first the cop doesn't want, he doesn't need anybody. You got to move along. But Sam and Zeus are charming fellows-ish. And they dropped Lazarus's name. And Lazarus is like the top doctor at Hanging Stone. There's not, everybody knows him. So the cop says, well, the ambulance is over there. You can go check it out yourself. We had someone take a, we don't have another ambulance, and one person from the ambulance, the driver, is dead. The other person who was riding in the back wasn't necessarily dead, he says, and one of my colleagues, one of the other cops, got hurt, and we are taking them back to the hospital. Got hurt? How did they get hurt? Z said, I don't know. The other cop says, I wasn't here at the time. But you can go check out the ambulance if you want, if you need to. So that's where we're going to start. Zeus and Sam at the clean room, basically the quarantine area of the accident. Tonight, is there anything else I need? I don't think that's it. I think that is it. Sam is starting us off. He's got himself his grounding strap rolled up at his belt. Street sweeper. I don't know how he got that past the cop, but he did. A couple omens of doom and a camera obscura. He's got his hard eyes on. Checking out the scene. We're going to draw the first omen for tonight. The omen of hope. Comfort. Excellent. All right, so next is clean room. Evaluate. Trash the highest bonus die. That's a big boo, bro. Boo. Alright, it's cold. They're all bundled up. So, let's see. We're going to do Omen of Doom. Feedback. And evaluate trash the highest mind die. So hopefully this is not going to be a mind. That's how the game's going to roll tonight. That's how it's going to be, monsters. That's how it's going to be. I don't think we're going to be getting the parasite thing. So, alright. Let's roll. Sam gets 4 mind dice. He's got 4. He's got 1 sense, but he's going to have to trash that. Trash the highest bonus die. Great. I'm not super... Let's see. What's this do? Examine 2 from any nexus and return the examined cards in any order. Actually, that's not a bad idea. That's actually kind of useful. No. Alright, we're just going to roll these dice and see what happens. He needs a 13. Alright, we're trashing the highest mind die. We're trashing the highest this. That leaves us with 9, 10. Ain't no sunshine. So, however that card was going to play in the fiction, it's not playing in. We're going to keep going. Trash highest mind die. Horror show. I redraw. Why? Sam grabs Zeus and points. Why is that one of Alepht's little drones hovering about 30 feet off the ground above the accident site? What is it doing there? Why is it there? Let's shut it down. We can recycle, during the evaluate step, we can recycle 1 mind or hack gift to keep 4 dice. I think we're going to do, rage. Rage. Yeah. The grounding strap. Instead of hacking it. So, simply using mind recycle, use rage instead. Nope, don't want to do that. I'm just going to boost. Evaluate versus a golem card. Oh, wait, here we go. Sacrifice, explode, odd dice. We're going to keep that. We're going to boost rage with the street sweeper. Alright, he's got 3 rage. Boosts it with the street sweeper. And then he's got hack 2 dice. Thank you. Grouch, crouch. Grouch. Ouch. How's it going? Is that Turk? This is the Apocrypha Adventure Card Game, my friend. It is a... it's kind of like a deck builder kind of deal. It's kind of like the Pathfinder Adventure Card Game. If you ever checked out that. So... yeah, anyway, I got alright, so I'm rolling these 6 dice to try to get 16 out of 3 of them. During the evaluate step, I'm going to be able to evaluate hacking, upgrade 1 bonus die. Okay, awesome. That's Sam's power. Alright, so I got to trash the... I'm not using any mines, so I don't have to trash that die. I have to trash the highest bonus die. That's at 5. That's 6, 10, 16. So Sam... he doesn't waste any time. He's not going to whip out his phone and use his app to hack that spy drone. He just whips out his gun and pops off a couple shots and puts it down. It's pretty easy to spot it right up against well, actually it's not that easy to... the stars are out now up north, and the Aurora Borealis is just going like crazy above him. But he pops off a couple shots. We don't even need to use the recycle mind gift. He takes that out. Terminate body. But it comes falling down, and they got to jump out of the way. Resist or sense. His body is 2. He gets 1 for sense. We need an 8, or we take damage. There we go. So we're good. So that's gone. And then we're gonna, just because he can, because he's gonna play an Omen of Hope. Flip this over. Remit your lowest die, and they're gonna approach the ambulance. Evaluate, reroll your lowest bonus die. Right on. Psychic Surgeon. All right. Something they find maybe in the ambulance. Mind. We'll do mind. He's got 4 dice as mind. Oh, I got the heal one, by the way. That's cool. That Street Sweeper's going back in my deck. Missed that. Oh, hold up. So one of the only power of this particular mission is play a healing power, add 1 non-deathless healed card to the well. Oh. That's, well, this isn't technically a power, it's an omen. So we won't count it as such. Alright, so Psychic Surgeon, let's see if we have to add that to the fiction. 4. Charm, Study, Hack, Resist. He has none of those. So support is bury, heal 1 die of body and or soul gifts. Man, I don't even know if I want this. We're gonna roll this. And keeping 3 of them, that is 10, that is not 16, so he did not get that. So they come walking up to the ambulance. It's on its side. The back door is open. The lights are off. Nothing's on. The cops had turned off the lights before they go, so it's kind of dark as they approach. Sam's going to draw back up and pass the turn to Dr. Zeus. Zeus draws an Omen of Hope. Recollection. What up? Hey, thanks for the sub, man. Hey, Grouch Couch. So, Turk, I got my own currency. It's called Chaos. You just got 5 of it. You can spend it by spending it gives me a reroll, or you can add a die to one of my rolls, or you could take a die, make it harder. If you spend 5, I believe, you can have me do a flashback. And what I do is we've gone pretty far with these characters, but I don't know a lot of their past, so I do like this. I haven't done one yet, actually. I'm gonna do this like side thing where for like Sam, let's say, and I'll use some cards to determine some kind of past scene with Sam in it to learn a little bit more about that character, or Dr. Z's, the necrosurgeon. That's what my chaos, and flashback is. All right, what am I doing? I am Omen of Hope, recollection. Sacrifice. You may reload 1 random card from your discard pile. He doesn't have one, so. Oh shit, man! I don't want to. That's fine. That's fine. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna play that. All right. It's party time. Who's my minion 2s? Oh yeah. So as they approach the ambulance, it's all dark. The doors kind of open. Sam at first, over the wind, he can't really tell, but he could swear he's hearing like breathing or some kind of. Yeah, thanks, man. Hears breathing or something. As he goes kind of looking in, this body bursts out of the ambulance. It's covered in stuff. He can't tell, like it's like human, but it's covered in lots of different like its skin. It's like scarred skin, but like wrinkled, scarred skin everywhere. Like the craziest, like it's as if burns, but like pinched and fucked up burns. And as it comes at him, the skin shifts like it's like on liquid. This person comes out at him. So we have to deal with this true threat. Evaluate trash number of dice equal to your number of deaths and symptoms. Luckily, Sam has no deaths. Shit, no, this is let me back that up. This is Dr. Zeus, and Dr. Zeus does have a death. Right. Let's see what Zeus has got in his hand, by the way. He's got a Camera Obscura viral content, which I should have slotted, and we will slot that. You don't tell. You don't tell nobody. I won't tell nobody. Omen of Doom, Wolfram Cube, and the Integrating Ray, which is probably going to save his ass right now. So we can do... Rage is going to be... Well, it's going to save his ass. Because we're most likely going to use this. Although his Rage sucks. No, it's alright. This is going to... like I said, it's going to save his ass. We're going to mutate. We're going to mutate this card so that Sam can help him. Sam's got 3 Rage, so he'll be able to reroll 3 dice. We've got to add... Okay, so that's 1 mutation die for Sam. We got to add 1 because of the sickness. We roll these 2. We got a 4 and a 1. We have to get rid of... We have to keep the lowest one. 1 is going to be trash a number of dice equal to their Rage virtue. That is... that's a fuck no. So we're going to play the card he just slotted. Mutate, recycle, and wash your hands. Heal 2. He doesn't have anything to heal, but that's all right. Upgrade the mutation dice. That's why we're doing it. Upgrade means we're going to make that a 2. That's a 2 now. Assemble trash body dice. All right, well, we're going to have 1 body die. You'll see. All right, so now we've mutated the card. This got a little stronger. Sam can now help him reroll 3 of these dice. He's starting with 2 Rage because Zeus isn't that strong. Yeah. Right, I got double Turks up in here. Double Turks. All right, so what are we doing here? Okay, sacrifice. Add 1 die of each unused virtue. This is unused virtue, that's an unused virtue, and that's an unused virtue. If he's skill and set hack, which he is, he can bury this instead. Alright, so that's the first thing we're going to do. And I'm sure we've got other things. Support, recycle, choose, no. Transfer, site, no. Wait, oh. Boom. He's also going to play the Wolfram Cube. Assemble versus a mutated card. When this is a mutated card, recycle this to add 1 body or mind die. We're going to add a mind die because body dies are going to get trashed. And that's a recycle. So we got to trash this because of the mutation here. All right, and what can Sam do? What can... Oh, wait, we got a study here. That's sweet. He's got study too. That means 2 bonus dice. This ain't going to be nothing. This weird scabby dude. No. 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 Alright, Sam ain't gonna help yet. Alright, we're rolling 7 dice to get 13 out of 3. Mojave Shadow, how's it going, man? Monster. Oh shit, this is bad. This ain't good. This is terrible. Alright, I get to reroll 3 of them. So that's good. What else can I do? Okay, we're gonna re-roll 3 and hope for the best. That's not good. That's a little better. All right, I gotta make 13 out of 3 of them. So that's 12. That's 12. Give me something. Assemble, gain sense. I got these special little powers that I might be able to do something. Aha! Yeah, so Sam's got this enduring fragment memory. I can sacrifice 1 tool to lower the cost of this by 1. So I'm gonna sack this street sweeper. Yeah. All right, he's gonna discard this this tool right here. See, he's got a tool at the bottom. It's gonna lower the cost of this by 1, so it's now a 12. And we got 12. Am I missing anything? No. So basically, this thing comes out and it's got Zeus. It comes out, the old man goes down. It's like coming out. It looks like it wants to bite him, but he can't tell because of the shit, that the flesh that's going over this thing's mouth and teeth. The teeth are like start coming through the upper lip. That's when it realizes it's actually trying to bite him. He's got it off of him, and then Sam just beats this thing in the head with the butt of the street sweeper. They beat it down, And when it turns over, it looks at Zeus, and it's clear as day. Like over the wind, you couldn't expect to hear it out of its mouth, but it just says, "Messengers come," and then it just kind of melts into the snow in like a fleshy kind of blood, nasty, scabby pool into the snow. What did he say? I think he said, "The messengers come." Sam says to Zeus. That's what I thought he said. I'm gonna have to look into that. Zeus is kind of like the archivist of all the saints of the apocalypse, and he kind of keeps track of the stuff. And he's been trying to figure out exactly what's going on up here, and what Novum is. Yeah, imagine rolling around in it. That'd be pretty nasty. What up, fishy? Kingfish. Crack-a-lackin'. All right, so we did that. That's gonna allow us, because we beat that, we're gonna allow us to attempt to seal this location. Recycle your discard pile, which must contain at least one card. Luckily, Zeus's discard pile does contain one card. We're gonna recycle that, and that means we get to close this location. So they stumble back up to the cop that's at the top, and it seems like they wake him up, and he's like, did they leave somebody else in the car? Do you know? He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. They took everybody from the car. They're like, okay, so what exactly happened? What happened? The cop said they came. The police arrived on the scene. The ambulance was turned over. The driver was dead on arrival, and the person who was in the back, the EMT that was in the back, was injured. One of the other officers got hurt. They stopped him again. What do you mean they got hurt? I don't know. They called me in to come and watch the location. Somebody from the hospital was supposed to come. Okay, well, where did they take him? Well, they took two cops. One cop took the cop and the EMT to the hospital. The other one took the dead guy, to the town morgue. So here's a decision. Do Zeus and Sam split up? One going to the town morgue and one going to the hospital. I'm thinking yes, because that'll make it harder. Zeus's end of Zeus's turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's drawn six cards, and that was Sam. Sam's gonna head to the morgue. Meat locker. The Nexus is the meat locker. That's right. Split the party. All right. We'll meet back up at the hospital. I'm gonna go to the morgue. You go check out. And Zeus is going to go to the hospital because he knows Dr. Lazarus anyway. And Sam's going to head into town with the cop. That's how this is going to happen. So Sam asks the cop if he'll take him in. The cop's like, yeah, I've got nothing else to do. I'll take you into town. So, or no, actually, the cop takes Zeus back to, the cop takes Zeus back to the hospital. Sam heads into town. Town is not very big. This is a boom town, oil town in the middle of Alberta, Canada, just tundra wasteland. It doesn't take Sam very long to find the town morgue. It's like a building off from the police station. It's not attached to it, but it's kind of near it. Police station looks pretty empty and dark, and so does the morgue. They must have dropped them off and wheeled them in the back or something, because there's nobody there. So Sam gets out, and he's going to walk around the back of the building and check out, see if he can get in here. Well, it's Sam's turn right now. Why, did you just did I miss you spinning some chaos? Boom. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's do Sam. So this is what we're going to do. So this is going to be my first one. We're going to put Sam right here front and center. We're going to take this out so nothing gets confusing. It's going to go over here. All right. Sam's a black hat hacker. He and Dr. Zeus have been friends for quite a while. They are what are referred to colloquially as Saints of the Apocalypse. They are special broken people who are specifically pretty good at dealing with monsters and shit, all kinds of shit, from demons to undead. And for most of their lives, they've just dealt with little instances here and there. But lately, shit's gotten more and more intense. There's a lot more of stuff going on because they found out that there's these 9 Novum who each control these different aspects of the ones. One is like demons. One is they found the physicians. One are the fairy. There's all these different Novums that are all vying to be the ones that rule the world or bring about an apocalypse. So there's 9 different apocalypses trying to be planned out right now by these 9 different sects of monsters. And Sam and Zeus have been banded together. They've dealt with a couple different Novums. We've dealt with the Book of Golems, which was Aleph, who is the original Golem, who now controls every cell phone and every technology piece in existence. Think like Apple, but like crazy, like knowing everything and has his fingers in everything. And they've dealt with what Zeus thinks is the real ruler of the world, which is the demon Abralim. They just dealt with him in the Book of the Demons. Zeus isn't quite sure who they're dealing with now, but we're talking about Sam. So anyway, Sam, we don't know a whole lot about him. We're going to, first thing we're going to do, we're going to randomly draw what's called a fleeting fragment. These are memories that these guys have. And like I said, they're broken, which means that these people don't know a lot about themselves. And some of them are a little more monster, like are just as much monster as other monsters that they deal with. Sam's one of the, as far as I understand, Sam is one of the less fucked up ones. But like I said, I don't know him that well. So we're gonna draw out a fleeting fragment, which represents memories that kind of come up, and he doesn't necessarily remember. And then I'm gonna have you guys pick between. Is this a okay? I'm gonna have you pick because you wanted to do the flashback. Pick between threat or gift. Just give me one. Pick one of those two things. The silver thread. Falling from the machine, legs crumple uselessly, knees and palms scrape against concrete. Behind the eyes, the twang of piano wire screams. Spectral pain where the fate thread snapped against a fold of brain. A neat little slice is missing. A warm trickle down your jaw scolds. Do not remember. Cryptid is the threat. So when Sam was young, we're gonna do this. Actually, we're gonna do this. Oh no, it's red. Okay, we're gonna do that. First time Sam found out that he was a little different was when Sam's always been an urban kid. Grew up in the concrete jungle, for sure. Definitely, but it was like concrete jungle of he's Japanese American, so we'll say it was in America. Who knows what city? It was just all concrete, all dark. Him playing, him going downstairs in the building that or the building next door to wherever he lived. Him seeing like a gang execution. Something's going down. Somebody had done something. He just saw guys that he'd seen walking around in the neighborhood, but he didn't really know. He saw them, I wouldn't say shooting somebody. Maybe they were beating the fuck out of somebody. And they saw him see them. And they chased him. He went running around in that basement. And he found himself, he hid in a boiler room and squeezed up as far as he could behind the boiler. And that's where he met something that was not the gang members and was much, much worse than them. suddenly he got really, really hot and really, really sweaty, and it felt like there were spiders all over him. And naturally he'd felt like that before just because of being afraid of spiders and bugs and shit. But this time it felt almost like they were actually prickling him. And that's when he heard the breathing, the in and out, and the in and out. And then it was suddenly just kind of enveloped him. And we're going to roll to see if he had a 3 rage at that point. And this is 11. It suddenly he started getting darker and darker, and he couldn't breathe, and the darkness in the boiler started pushing up against him, and then that's when he felt these something kind of grabbing him, like it was like the spiders had become arms and they were pulling him apart there behind the boiler. He woke up later, laying in that same room, and he felt okay, but he felt a little, but also there's something different about him. Maybe he was wearing, let's see. I like the idea that he was wearing different clothes. No. Okay, so all right. So this thing is pulling him apart, and he's like 11, all right? And he blacks out. He wakes up on the floor of the same boiler room, and the gang member that was chasing him is dead next to him, and he's covered in his blood. And it's sticky. He wakes up and he's all sticky, and he's pushing up, and he slides in something, and he gets up and he slides, and he falls over, and he falls on something that's cold, and he gets up and he runs out in the hallway, and he's able to turn on a light, and he sees that gang member there, and then he hears the breathing again. And the darkness like takes over the light and starts coming out of the boiler room at him, and he runs and hides in his runs home, and nothing happens with him with the anybody find out. We don't know what happened, actually. We'll have to do that some other time. And does he ever go back and kill this fucking thing in the basement? We don't know that either. That'll have to be another flashback, but that's something we get to look back into. Do not remember the silver thread. All right. And that was my first flashback. Thanks, guys. Where did I put my where did I put the location? Preserved? Yeah. So, flashback. Maybe something triggered him while he's driving back into town, and he stopped at a police station. He gets out. Just that for some reason that popped in his head, and he quickly gets rid of it as he goes walking around the Tom Morgue. Meat locker. While this is in the doom state, increased damage by 1. Right, exactly, because he remembers everything. He might not be able to handle it. Seen a broiler. Oh, yeah. No, it might have been the heat of the car. Could have triggered that. All right, Omen of Hope. Flip the next hope. Investigate it in the symbol versus gift. Add a bonus die. I think he's going to use this. Where's his hand? Increased damage. No, we're going to use this Omens of Doom. So you draw. This is the clock. I got a deck of cards here that are the omens. I draw those. A couple of them might be monsters. I draw those and I spin them in order to access this deck. This is like a global kind of effect, and I can flip it over if I play an Omen of Hope. I can flip it to its hope side, and it's a little bit better. That which follows. Sam has, as you can see, has had a long experience with dealing with things like this, especially the things that are just on the edge of eyesight, the things that live on the, not necessarily the barrier between life and death, but the barrier between life and a void. There's all these different types of monsters, but those kind of ones, the ones that are shadows that'll follow you, the ones that are breathing, that take over a boiler room, shit like that, he's had experience with his whole life. And nowadays he knows how to deal with them. As he's walking around and he actually knows lately, all the saints have become more attuned at being able to not predict, but sense them, like Spidey sense, Sainty sense. The moment he's walking around, he goes up the door to try it out, and it's locked. He's looking in the window. He's considering going and knocking on the the police station, but first decides he's going to check around back. If there's a back, obviously there's always a back, and he's going around as he's passing a dumpster. To go around back, it's on the side. He gets that familiar kind of tingling in the back of his, goosebumps up the back of his spine, and the hairs in the back of his neck rise, and he goes, okay, that was above and beyond the cold that's going on, and he looks back, and wasn't the dumpster was closed when he passed it. Mind. So we're going to use mind. He's got a 4 in mind. For those of you who aren't familiar with the game, all the saints have 4 different virtues: body, mind, soul, and rage. And then that determines how many dice you roll when you're trying to take a card or defeat a card. So he needs a 12 on 3 dice. I can roll as many as I can play cards for, but basically, but I only get to keep 3 of them, and I got to get 12. Mojave Shadow, that's you're Fluff, aren't you? Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Nice. What up? You're the virile prince, right? Aren't you playing the prince tomorrow? Today? Right on. Okay, so 4. What else he's got? Sam, we can use cards to boost. I can discard this to boost mine, which means I get to add, because there's only 4 mind dice, I get to add a bonus die. That's a discard. So I got 5 dice. I could mutate this card in order for Dr. Zeus to help, meaning he'd be allow me to. He has a 4 mind as well. I'd be able to reroll 4 of these dice, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Sense. Do I have sense? I have down at the bottom. There's some keywords that are like skills. I have sense 1, which means I get to add a bonus die to this. So I'm rolling 6 dice to get 12 on 3 of them. And that's 13. I don't take any damage because I made the roll. When I win this, I got to shuffle this threat into a random other nexus, which kind of sucks, but it's what happens, man. Sam, the thing about some of these things is that they're cowards. Some of these beings, these entities, they only work. They only are able to get you if you're not paying attention or if you're occupied with something else. Sometimes it's as easy as closing the dumpster lid and letting it know that you know it's there, and that's enough for it to leave. And sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't, but this time it did. And so that which follows moves to somewhere else. I got 2 other locations, so 1 to 3. Let's shuffle it in here. All right. And then Sam is going to draw back up to his hand limit, which is 5, and pass the turn over to Zeus. Now, Zeus went with the cop over to the hospital, which did not get the thing that follows. So they're going in to find out where they took the guy, the EMT, and the cop that got hurt. So we're just going to play as he walks into the building. The cop dropped him off and took off. We're going to draw an omen of hope, righteous anger, and a symbol, a threat versus a threat, add 1 bonus die. Let's at the end of your turn, suffer 1 body damage. Let's flip that. Well, actually, let's keep Let's do Omen of Doom. Recycle 1 random card. So I gotta put 1 on the bottom of his deck. Zeus, by the way, has 4 mind, 3 soul, 2 rage, and 2 body. Hack, resist, and study. He's an unlicensed necrosurgeon. Alright. We recycled 1 random card, and now we're, of course, it was the fucking Omen. Puppet. Hello, Puppet. Hello, Puppet. Alright. So these are gifts. Gifts are things you find along the way, and then you use them to increase your dice and do other shit. His soul is better than his mind. So we're gonna see if he rolls good enough. We'll add this to the fiction. It's conjure. He does not have conjure. Resist. He does have resist at 1. Do I care enough about this thing to get it? What's the puppet do? Support. Heal any number of cards. Well, that's kind of good. Let's do that. He's going to boost his soul with this seer card. We'll talk about how that happens in just a second, or fictionally. So, what's this card do? Recycle? Nope, we just recycled. All right, so roll 15. So he got the card. So as they're walking in, he gets this little premonition as he's walking by one of those carts that they wheel bodies in on, wheel people around, but it's empty, sitting on a thing. And he gets enough of a premonition to stop and look at the blanket and that's on it. There's no body on it, but there's something he can see that he lifts up the blanket a little bit, and this little doll thing had been left there. And they're the Saints are pretty good at, it's not just monsters they can see, but like things that have psychic energy of sorts. And this definitely radiated some shit. You always got to pay attention to the little things like dolls and shit like that. This could be a voodoo doll. You never know. He's gonna pick it up and kind of absently puts it into his pocket. That was the seer kind of thing working for him. We discard that. We're gonna flip this sucker over to Hope. He's gonna play another Omen in order to explore again. If he has to fight a threat, he gets to add a bonus die. Star Clock. This is always a tough one to add into the fiction. Rock on. All right. Do I want the Star Clock? Do I want the Star Clock? Sure. Okay, well, you know what? He's got four dice. Let's see what happens. He's got 4 dice in his mind. 4 dice in his mind. 10. Things are aligning. That's the best we can do right now. Things are aligning. He's looking around. Looking around at the so he got the doll, and while he's absently mindedly put the doll into his pocket, he's looking around. His eyes have softened so he can kind of get a feel for what's going on in the hospital. It's not super busy. It feels like it should be busy. There's people, there's things going on, but he can tell that it's at some kind of different state. So he's a little bit not on edge, but he's ready for just about anything. Oh wait, he's not. He doesn't have any more omens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna leave Zeus walking into the hospital, hoping his friend hasn't gotten into something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We draw another card for him. Pass the turn to Sam. Typically, you play this game with more people, but I find that the system is a pretty good storytelling system for using as a way to generate a narrative while playing it. Back over to Sam. Z Damon, OG. Starlight. Is that X? Which one's X? Flip your Nexus to Hope and examine one. Still at the meat locker. Let's do horror show. Playing Omen of Doom horror show. Evaluate versus a threat. We gotta trash the highest dice, so don't be a threat. Oh, it's a threat. So this morgue is just overflowing with dark shit. They felt it the moment they came into Hanging Stone. Hanging Stone is a boom town in the oil fields of Alberta, Canada, in the wasteland, winter tundra. And the moment Zeus and Sam drove into town, they could tell that the boundaries between all different shit are just thin as hell. And so this is no surprise that Sam walks around and well, first off, he doesn't like the fact that the back door to the morgue is open. But he does smell smoke. Like someone just had a cigarette. So maybe they had a cigarette and went back inside, but the door's still open. It's cracked open. So, right on. Right on. Remo? Is that Remo? Y'all got a lot of names. That Remo is the genie. I thought. I don't know. I might be confused. So he goes to open the door and nothing comes out. He goes into the back door of the morgue, and it's like a locker room kind of area, like where the people come in, put down their shit, and then go to work or whatever. And the lockers there's a couple are open, and then they just kind of start swaying back and closing a little bit, lightly, a little bit, just like as if there's a breeze pushing them to do that, except they're all doing it in different directions. And then that's when Sam feels that go up his back again. He's like, Jesus, this place is just full of, like, every dead person in his morgue is coming alive. Let's rage out, man. His rage dice is 3, and he's got his grounding wire that he can use to snap he could short out. Sometimes these things can be done with electricity. You can short shit out. If you can cause enough electricity, you can burst all the electrons. I bet you didn't know that. You can disperse ghosts. Watch Ghostbusters. It happens. It's a true shit. All right. Tool. It's a tool, which means he doesn't have... Yeah, it doesn't fucking lower it. Shit. All right. Anyway, so we use that to give him another die. He needs 10. He has sense, so that's an extra bonus die. He just needs 10. He has no time for this bullshit. He's looking for... All right. Oh, wait. Hold on. Hold the fuck on. Hold on. Trash the highest die. That's not good. That is 8. That is not 10. That is him getting hit. Unless I can figure something out. 8. Sacrifice. Wait. If he has enduring fragments. No, he doesn't. 1. Okay, so he could sacrifice 1 tool to lower the cost by 1. That would make it 9. But that's not enough. Huh. Let's see what we got over here. I'm looking at the so when you level up these characters, you get these special cards that give you powers, like that fragment that I showed you guys earlier. So this shit is special things that you can do that break the game. And I'm not seeing shit. I think he's just gonna have to lose versus this thing. So Sam doesn't have any time. He's not in the mood for dealing with this shit. He wants to get in there and find this person that's there that might be able to answer questions, or at least check on. Actually, he's worried about this body that brought in, and he's got no time to deal with paranormal shit. So he takes out his grounding strip to see if he can't just generate enough spark to to keep this thing at bay for a bit. And he does that, but he misjudges how strong this thing is. And when he does it, everything goes quiet. But then shit just starts flying at him, and it swirls around him. And now he's caught in this kind of like vortex of coats and benches and other shit that's just kind of laying around this, books and stuff, a lantern, stuff like that. That's all like flying around him now. He's gonna take a point. Okay, so that's 8. The difference is 2, which means he takes 2 points of damage, which means he's losing 2 cards out of his hand. They should be rage cards, but because he doesn't have rage cards, he's going to lose 2 mind cards. So he's got to discard these 2. And then this gets shuffled back into this deck to have to deal with again. It's Sam. Tase him. You got to tase these ghosts, man. Tase a ghost. Tase him. Straight up tase him. Alright. That was discarded. His turn's over. We're gonna draw back up to 5 and we'll come back to him in a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He needs to heal a little bit. Alright, I gotta not mess around and mutate these cards so that he can get rerolls and shit. Yeah, so we're back to Zeus, the hospital. So he's searched through hospital. Omen of Hope. Alright. We're going to play that. Flip your Nexus Hope. That's what we got. Oh, he should have healed. Well, he doesn't have any body gifts. And a symbol using soul, add 1 bonus die. Oh, shit. Wait, what the? Holy shit. The same thing. Interesting. It's not the same one, but it's the same creature. Same type of creature, I mean. Yeah. So we're going to see how Zeus handles this sucker. So, Zeus has even less time for this kind of shit than Sam. So, they're walking in the hospital. They're trying to find the emergency room. Like I said, it's busy, but not busy. It's this weird humming that isn't necessarily on rhythm that's going on at the hospital. Zeus is pretty much the only one that's going to be attuned to that. As he's walking through, he's moving through a part of the hospital. He's following the signs to get to the emergency room. And he's walking through a particularly quiet section of it. And he hears moaning coming from one of the rooms nearby. As he's passing, he doesn't want to pay any attention to it. But when he looks in, there's a body floating off the bed, like a half a foot off the bed. And he stops. And what's funny is, like, underneath the body, he couldn't see anything. It's just dark. And the body looks limp. Like, it's not like the body's not levitating. Something is pushing the body up. And then when he looks at it, it falls down. And then the curtain around the body kind of shakes and quivers, and then the sheet goes around it. So he goes in. He doesn't have time for this either. He's got this sweet ass thing called a wickety whack sack. Wish we all had a wickety whack sack. Wicked. So he can slot this, which means he puts it in his Halo slot, which is he puts it near his card, and he sucks this in. So Zeus goes, he reaches in his backpack. He reaches. He doesn't have a backpack. He's got like this large satchel, this necrosurgeon man purse, and he pulls out this his burlap sack that he uses, and as he approaches, he can see the sheet around the person is vibrating, and he hears a giggle, which isn't unheard of in this kind of thing. And he says the words that he needs, the words of power to activate the sack, and he whips it open, and it just sucks. He can hear it. It's very angry, but it gets sucked right into the sack. So basically what happens is if his hand is ever empty, he's got to shuffle this threat back in the Nexus, but it allows him to avoid this. So he just sucked this up, not unlike a Ghostbuster. And yeah, he's moving on. Oh, he doesn't have another omen, so we can't explore again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's how he. We got to see how he would deal with that shit. Now we're back over to Sam. This is the only problem with having them split up, is I got to flip between. Not that it's that big a deal. Sam draws an Omen of Doom, Pain. Oh shit! Increased damage by 1. He should have discarded yet another card. So Sam is in this locker room, surrounded by the shit. It hits him a few times with stuff, and then kind of like asserting its dominance, and then all of a sudden everything falls, and he knew it runs itself out. It doesn't actually go away, but it does stop, and it moves on. It gets bored. A lot of these things have ADD, and he waits it out. He took some bumps and bruises, and then he moves. He's like, it's done. He can move into the next room. And he opens up, and he's in the not surgery room, but where they work on the bodies, the embalming kind of shit. We're gonna play another Omen of Doom and evaluate. Trash the highest rage die. Let's not. What the fuck? All right, so this is new. I ain't seen this card. Oh shit, that's a gun. Mina. Somebody using rage, recycle, add a number of rage dice equal to their soul virtue. Well, that's cool. Souls 2. If versus a deathless or wicked threat, also add 1 bonus die. Oh, so this is So who? Oh, let's get this card. We want this. 17 soul or 16 rage. Well, we're gonna use. Oh, shit. Of course. Huh. I kind of want it, but I had to pick I played the Doom. He's gonna have to ditch the highest rage die. All right, so I can mutate this card to get some help. So we're gonna do soul. So I don't have to trash die. Except he only has 2 dice in soul, so I gotta like figure this out. Yeah, actually, am I even gonna be able to do this? Support, evaluate using rage. No, I'm not. He's not gonna be able to get this. Wants it, but I ain't gonna gets it. Body or soul? No. Oh. No. All right. Well, shit. We'll try the rage. Screw it. We're gonna roll. I'm not gonna worry about mutating it or anything. Trash the highest. My rage die. He passes. He does not check out because his mind's elsewhere. He misses this. Whoever. He doesn't know this, but the guy who does the embalming, one of the embalmers, is a big is a big cult nut, as in he researches cults a lot, and he knows about saints and shit like that. One of those guys is on his computer all day long, looking at that shit, and he embalms body. Very much believes in the paranormal and the dead, and has developed his weapon because he's got nothing else to do out there in the north. And Sam just walked by this thing sitting underneath one of the tables, unfortunately. Unless someone wanted to spend, I could rewind this shit, and someone wants to spend some chaos to give me some dice. That would work. Then I think I would do soul, strike, hint, sense study. I don't know if I'd still be able to get it though. Right on. Let's try this anyway. Let's not do okay. Evaluate okay. Yeah. All right, we're gonna do soul. We're gonna mutate this card, and you're gonna add dice. So you're gonna give me another soul die. I'm gonna roll this get a 2. If I lose this roll, I got to bury 1 random rage gift. Fine. Whatever. All right, so that's 3. I'm going to be able to re-roll the 3. I need more dice, though. Let's see. Can I get any from this shit? Evaluate, bury, support, evaluate. Transfer, support, no, reserve, no, mutate. Ah, bingo. Oh, no, that's not helping. That's not going to help. Hack. Sorry, 1 second. I really want to make this work. I want to figure it out. I figured it out. My dog does not like being up there without me up there. I don't know if you guys can hear him clacking around up there. Yeah, I know. I gotta try. I got to try. I gotta use one of these fragments or some shit. Alright, so right here, Dr. Zeus has got this fragment called the basket. This is pretty crazy. Sebastian likes spiders, Maria proclaimed, presenting her ribboned basket. You lift the lid. A clambering nest of tarantulas, brown recluses, black widows, and tiny grass spiders crawled over a severed human hand, swollen and black with venom. He's going to love it, you agreed. Huh. I'm going to sacrifice a body or soul gift. Sacrifice means he has to get rid of it. And add dice for every death he's got. So that's that. But we got 4 dice. We're going to have to make this work. Cool thing is, I got a couple other tricks up my sleeve. So, all right, we need 17. Evaluate versus a charm card or soul gift. This is a... Oh, it's a fucking rage gift. God damn. Ain't going to work. Unless... nope, ain't going to fucking work. 9, 12. Ain't going to work unless I cheat. No, thanks for the chaos, but it ain't working. Ain't gonna work. Sting's out of my reach. No, he wasn't meant to see it. Alright, but we're gonna keep going with Sam. See, right here, this is the card. If I would have played this card, we'd have a better chance. Because in a symbol versus a gift, which is what just happened, I would have gotten a bonus die. Maybe it's a good thing Sam walked past. Actually, no, it's not a good thing. Because if he would have had this in his hand, it would have helped him with what's about to happen. Because slamming out of one of these drawers, like one of the drawers is shaking. And he knows exactly what's in there. He knows exactly what's about to happen. But he really can't stop it. He opens up the drawer, and sure enough, one of those fucked up, scarred kind of things. The skin's like floating on pus all across its body. Comes ripping out. Whipping out. Okay. Avoid versus a threat. I could avoid this. I don't think I want to, though. We're going to take this guy down. We're going to use rage. He's got resist. No, he's got study 1. Okay, we're going to use his pearl-handled revolver to add a rage die. He needs 13. He's rolling 5. I can't mutate it because Zeus can't help with rage. But Zeus might have shit in his hand that can help. For sure. Oh. No. No. Yeah, maybe. No. Maybe. Ah, yes. Zeus can use this mark deck. Which means he can assist with any virtue. How this happens between the 2 different locations is a challenge for the narrative. But we're gonna roll to mutate this guy so that he can help reroll 5. We gotta trash a body or rage die. Great. But that means that Zeus can help with his mind, which means he's going to be able. Sam will be able to re-roll 4 of these. Yeah. Okay. Anything else we can do here to just make sure the shit goes right? Okay, let's do it. Does Sam shoot this thing in the head? Looking like it. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta trash. Oh wait, it says I gotta trash a body die or a rage die. I could trash any one. It doesn't say highest, so I'm gonna trash this one. Boom, 15. So Sam knows what's in there. He opens it up. Sure enough, this thing comes out. But Sam's already got his revolver in hand, and and this thing's back of its head explodes. But the same thing, as it's falling back and it hits the thing, it's kind of sliding down the thing. It just out of its mouth, the words are the message is being received, is what the messenger is being received, and then it falls down and melts and a splash all across the stainless steel of the morgue, the body things. I didn't even have to use that, but that's okay. Now Sam can win versus a new body gift in order to seal this location. New body gift would be mummy powder. All right. He's got, well, he can use his mind to do it. 4, he needs 11. And since he's got 1, all right, I got to get this gift to close this location. 6, got it. So he backs away. He texts Zeus that the patient there was the same as the patient at the whatever they found in the ambulance. And on his way out, he sees some of the embalming stuff sitting on the table. For some reason, he grabs it and puts it in his pocket, and that's this stuff. Sacrifices to trash the lowest mutation die. You never know when some embalming powder is going to be helpful. So we close that location. He's got 2 cards in his hand. He's going to draw up to 5. He's getting really low on cards. We got to try to heal him really soon. I got to figure that out. But figured it out. Figure it out, pitter patter. So he's going to go join Zeus at the hospital. You're going to try to figure out what this messenger is, and what's going on, and why is this thing stuff spreading, or what is up. All right, this is Zeus. Moment of hope. Play it. So we're just wondering what this shit is, right? So Zeus does the whole bag thing, sucks the spirit in, and ties up the sack. He turns around, and he goes to turn around when something catches his eye, and he looks out the window, and sitting in the window is an owl, and it's a large owl, very large, much larger than typical normal. It's not like giant. That'd be sweet though. Actually, that'd be really fucking sweet. At first, this is sweet. So he goes to turn to leave the room, and the first thing that he sees out of the corner of his eye that makes him look back really quick is a gigantic owl eye looking in the window. When he looks back, he like that. He looks back. It's just a regular owl, a little bit larger than normal, but a regular owl sitting out there staring at him. And tied to while he's sitting there, they're staring at each other. The owl puts up a claw in the window. Tied to the claw are looks like 2 vials of blood or some kind of liquid. You can't really tell the color. Welcome to the dungeon, Turkey Terror. Yeah. And there's 2 vials, and one of them's like half full, another one's full, and it kind of just scrapes the window, staring at him. This is the master of this particular mission, the messenger himself, the messenger of Ereshkigal, letting everybody know that humanity is going to die soon, and she's bringing the king of the king of Sunset is going to bring his army, and this is just they're just seeing the beginning of this shit. So yeah, initiate. For each of your deaths and symptoms, draw 1 card, then discard 1 card. Alright, so first things first is we need to... Does he need to slot some shit? Yeah, he should have slotted this Jekyll formula. We're going to say we did it. It's just me and the universe. Alright. Oh wait, no, he ain't going to use his fucking... What else is he going to fucking use? Okay. I'm just going to talk to myself for a minute. Alright, for each of your deaths and symptoms, he's got 1 death, so he's got to draw 1 card, then discard 1 card. Oh, we're going to keep that. Oh, we got to keep both of these. Oh shit. Alright, so we're going to rewind really quick because I forgot about Poppet here. So the Poppet here is during the support phase, which happens before I draw this fucking card, which I always forget to do because I get too wrapped up in seeing what's going to happen with the next card. He can heal any number of cards. That little symbol means anybody next to him at the table, which is Sam. Heal any number of cards and discard the same number of cards from the top of their... Oh wait, that's not helpful at all, dude. What the hell? I don't want to do that. Never mind. I didn't read far enough into that card. Okay. Alright, anyway, so he's going to face this message, this owl out the window. Alright, so I got to discard 1 card. I'll discard that fucking card. Oh, shit. Alright, I'll be right back, guys. Hold on. And we're back. Alright, so up against the messenger. We discarded the cards, we did that shit. Now we gotta figure out how he's gonna actually tackle this guy. He can either use his body, 14, get a 14, or his soul, both of them, I mean his rage. He's got a 2 in both, so we're working with 2. He has, his best bet is gonna be body, I think. Yeah. Because guess who can help him? Yeah, okay. Okay, this might be okay. This might be okay. Thanks, man. Lich comes in handy sometimes. Alright, so we're going to use body. So Zeus has two fucking dice in the body. He does have resist for one bonus die. I ain't going to... we'll see. He's going to sacrifice bait, which is a frozen arm he found out in the tundra in the last mission. So he's a boost. Do that to boost body, which is this. Then we're gonna mutate this card because Sam can help. Means we gotta roll one. Actually, we gotta roll 2 dice here. 6 and a 3. Usually we have to take the lowest, but Sam, because he has that mummy powder now, he can sacrifice to trash the lowest mutation die. So it's a 6. So usually that's kind of good. Let's see. Damage before so if Z suffers any damage, he gets to reload 1 card, which means he gets to put on top of his deck. So he won't actually get hurt too bad. All right, so that means he's going to be able to re-roll 2 of these. Every bit helps. And I got a couple other tricks up my sleeve. So we'll see what happens. That was a sacrifice, the mummy powder. All right, let's try this. Look at that. Oh, ye of little faith. All right. So, Zeus and this messenger stare at each other for like, seems like forever, right? This thing is, it's a minion of Eshkragil, which is the Novum of Death. Zeus isn't super familiar with her. But he hasn't learned enough about her. He doesn't know. He's the messenger, as he's gonna kind of look through his shit in between missions. He's gonna find some messenger, a little bit of clues to what the messenger might be. But what the messenger doesn't know, is Dr. Zeus. Now Zeus is like a 70-year-old man. He might be older. We don't know. He appears to be a 70-year-old man. He's just as much messenger as this fucking owl. And they find themselves in a staring contest for a lot longer than probably this supernatural being like even planned on doing. To the point where it gets kind of confused, and Zeus is kind of kept it locked in his eyes, and the thing has to fly off, like kind of scattered, and you could tell that Zeus kind of shook him a bit. The thing is with this game, and this is the guy we have to beat to win the mission. But if there is another open location, and there is one, then he's gonna escape to it. And so he's moving, so he goes flying off, and Zeus goes up to the window to watch him where he goes, and he sees him move around and go to another place in the hospital, a little further, where the emergency room is. He sees him light up in a window and actually go in the window. So this guy, he's gonna go here. We automatically close this location because we beat the boss, and we head to the emergency room, which is the operating theater. New. Yeah. Master goes in here. Dude. My dog's being a brat, dude. I gotta take care of this. I gotta give him like some water, I think. Thank you, Lich. All right. Last location. Zeus comes out. As he comes out of the room to start heading towards the emergency room, he hears Sam. Zeus. And they meet back up, and they're heading down the hall to the emergency room. Zeus is going to draw back up to his hand limit, 6. I'm going to pass that turn to Sam. Yeah, Zeus is a badass in his own way. Sam's pretty much a badass too, but in a kind of different way. More of like a physical way. Righteous Anger, well... yeah, that's the only one he's got, so he's got to play that. Alright, Operating Theater. At the end of the turn, before you reset your hand, bury 1 card, heal 3 cards, and shuffle your hand into your deck. Kind of want to do that. He's low on cards. He needs to. If you run out of cards in your deck, you kind of die. Not forever. You get a death. We're gonna flip. Well, we're flipping this. Before you reset, you may bury 1 card to heal 3 cards. That's more like it. Okay, we got an omen. Take that. Flip this. Oh, hello, friend. The one that this is the same one that he met up with at the morgue, outside the morgue, in the trash can. They find themselves at a dead end. There's a stairwell. They thought the sign said that this was led to the emergency room, but they find themselves at a dead end of a hallway. So there's stairwell there, so they think, okay, well, they must be a floor above, maybe somehow, or maybe it's outside. So they go down, they open up and go down the stairwell. As they're going down the stairwell, the lights go out, and then they come back on, which is like a calling card of these kind of entities. It's like trailing down behind him, and he can tell that he doesn't know it's the exact same one, but it seems like there's this is kind of the theme of tonight is these kind of shadowy entities that come around when you're not looking. So Sam whips around. Let's see. We'll do. Yeah, we gotta do mind because 4 dice. Since when shuffle is threatened a random other nexus, there are no other nexuses, so we don't have to worry about that. I don't want to mutate it. I'm not afraid of it, but I should be. Or I'll mutate it. Haunting. 4. Confront 1 new. Oh, okay. If I lose, I got to confront another threat. Fine. I get to reroll 4 of these. Yeah, toast. See ya. Ain't no time for this. Sam turns around and wraps the let's see, what's he got in his hand? He's got a pearl-handled revolver. He draws it and wraps it against the railing, and then Zeus joins in, and that's kind of like letting this thing know that they know it's there, and the shadows back off, and it disappears. It has nowhere else to go. That's gone. Right. Oh, man, I really don't. Okay, I'm not going to play. All I got is another Omen of Doom, and I don't want to play that because I don't want to flip this over. So we're going to end Sam's turn. At this, he's going to bury 1 card to heal 3. He's going to bury this Omen of Doom to heal 3 of these. He's really close to fading out, is what they call it. Destroyed. They actually, let me. Because Sam and Zeus are together, the Saints have discovered this new thing. Each of these books, I play with different characters. These guys have been in one other book with another girl, and then the last book was primarily this woman and this man. And but all these, there's like 6 different Saints that I've been playing with. They all have been discovering new things now that the world's going to shit, and all these apocalypses are trying to, all these bad things are trying to make everything go to shit. they've been discovering new things about themselves that they didn't know. And one of those things is this kind of like each one has its own way of describing how it is. Dr. Zeiss describes it, kind of thinks of it as a kind of a lantern inside of him. But they found that they've the more fucked up the shit gets around them, the more powerful they get inside themselves, and they kind of tap into this this light is the best way. And that's all Sam kind of thinks of it, is the light. And he's kind of new to it, and it gets more powerful when they're together and they touch each other. So instead of he starts rapping on the making noise to let the thing know that it sees him, but then almost instinctively, and it's something that they've all discovered just because it just kind of happens. It's almost like a memory thing where they just kind of just act it out. He grabs onto Zeus's shoulder and immediately triggers that light. This is like the second, third time this has happened with them, that they've been able to do this. And light just blasts out and completely illuminates the stairwell, blowing that shadow completely away. There's you want to imagine that there's some kind of squeal or something, but it's maybe there is, but it's on some kind of frequency you can't hear. But it totally blasts this thing back to wherever the fuck it came from, burns it off. And Sam lets go, and Zeiss goes, I always think that I'm going to be really exhausted after that. And Sam's like, yeah, I can see what you mean, but I feel great. And Zeiss goes, agreed. So they continue on down the stairwell and come out into, they didn't even know they're on another floor. I don't know how they got up to another floor, but they come down, and they're in another hallway that goes back the way that they had come upstairs, and they can hear more stuff going on down there. So it must be emergency room. Oh, that was healing. All right, healing 3. Yeah. Well, they can do that on their own sometimes, but it's more powerful when they're like together and touching. Yeah. Not like holding hands and shit. It's not like a... Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna find out, man. All right, so he's gonna draw back up, right? Yeah, 5. Okay. Pass this on over to Zeiss, and we're gonna find that messenger. Another omen of hope. He's got a couple omens of hope in his hand, so this is good. Flip your next hope and examine 1. All right. So examine means we can see what this is and figure out what we want to do with it before we deal with it. And we're going to... This is what we're going to have to deal with. Another one of these things. Well, we're going to deal with it, and it's going to be him that deals with it. So as they're walking down, like I said, they're hearing something going on. Thinking, okay, so that's the sound of business, emergency room business going on. And as they get down there, turns out the emergency room business is something messily eating it might be a doctor, it might be a nurse, can't really tell right now. It's something with a white coat on, but it's soaked in blood, and this thing's just kind of gorging on its chest. And as they come walking up, it stops and snuffles, and it turns, and another one of these burnt, fucked up, sliding skin things that just squeals. Doesn't roar or anything. It like squeals like in some kind of happy, hungry kind of way, and comes at them. Okay. All right, so the one thing about this is he's got 1 death, so he's going to have to trash a die, so we're just going to have to get a bunch. Maybe I shouldn't have had him do this. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have did that. Maybe I should have had Sam. That's the whole point. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We examine this. We know this shit's coming. We see this. We came up. Zeiss is going to end his turn. We're going to have Sam take on this. Sam's going to draw an omen of hope. He didn't end up investigating. We're going to drop this. Yeah. And encounter. Because I want to do that 13 there. and he doesn't have to trash any fucking dice. So we're gonna do 3. We're gonna mute. Oh, fuck. We're doing mind. We're doing mind. Z's can't help with this mutating shit I keep talking about. See how this means he's got his mind up here. They each got their own 4 attributes, but they're in different places on the card. And sitting at the table, anybody who's at the same location or he can help assist with mind. Anybody to the left of him, he can help assist with soul. Anybody to the right, he can help assist with body. And here means he can help assist himself with rage, but he can't assist anybody else. So if I were to use rage here, he wouldn't be able to help him. Sam, he can help with fucking mind though, and he'll be able to let him reroll 4 dice. So we're gonna do that, and Sam doesn't have to discard trash any because he doesn't have any deaths. So we're gonna do that shit. Resist study. He's got study for 1. And what else we got here? Okay, it's not too bad. Mind is pretty good over here. No, he can't help with anything like that. Yeah, we're gonna mutate. We gotta do that first. Not cool. That's a 1. What is it? Terminate. Confront the true threat patch. So basically, I don't know what patch is, but after we're done with this thing, we got to take care of that thing. It's like Patches the Doctor. Some Robin Williams, crazy, nasty, crazy shit. I don't know what Patch is. What that means, we rolled 1. After we defeat him, we gotta, let's find out. Well, I got it. It'll be a surprise. Fuck. Okay. Alright, so we're mutated. It means I can reroll 4. Great. Fucking great. Great, great, great. All good. Yeah, all good. Alright, let's roll them. Let's roll these. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, you caught it. Alright. So that's okay. We got to re-roll through. Okay, this is good so far, but we need to re-roll. We'll keep that 4. Boom. All right, that's 16. That'll work. So he uses his mind to get out of this. So this thing gets up squealing and comes running at them, and let's see, what's in an emergency room? Oh, okay. So the whole place is kind of in a disarray, because obviously there's some kind of fighting thing going on. There's like machines are kind of moved out, tables are kind of askew, and this thing was chewing on this person in the middle of the hallway, and it gets up and it comes running, and Sam quickly thinking there's one of the machines, a machine that goes ping, nearby, and a bunch of coaxial cord running across the hall, and he pushes it, and the coaxial cord goes up, and then he throws the machine around, and it's big, and it starts moving, and it's on wheels. And this thing comes at him, and the machine starts wrapping itself around him, and he's fighting the creature, and it gets kind of wrapped up a little bit in these cords and falls on the ground. It's like trying to get at him. But it can't because it's wrapped up in the coaxial cord. And then they bash its fucking head in. As they're bashing its head in, though, this thing I don't even begin to know what the hell that is. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's scary. It's real scary. It's real scary, guys. So it only takes a few hits to bash this thing's head in, and and they hear some laughing behind them. Normal laughing at first, right? It's just normal, everyday. That's what's even better. It's not creepy laughing. It's not even, it's scary laughing. It's just laughing, like a normal person laughing. They found this really funny. And so Zeus turns around and expecting to see, like, a doctor, a person, normal, whatever, just laughing. And it's this grotesque fucking thing that's rising up behind some of the tables that are down. And it's something out of a fucking nightmare, right? It's like half clown, half demon, fiend beast. And the laugh coming out of its mouth, that makes the laugh coming out of its mouth even super fucking creepy, because it's just like a normal laugh. Hello, patch, player 2 has entered the game. Initiate, soul, sense 10. If you fail, bury the top card of your deck. Okay, well, this is Sam. He's got to make a soul check. He's got 2 dice in soul, but he does have sense, so he gets 1 bonus die. And we got to roll through these. Tomato Goblin. All right, so he's got to bury the top card of his deck. Sweet. All right, that's not too bad. Basically, Sam turns around and sees it, and Sam doesn't get shook up very often at all. But this thing, he has no idea what the fuck this thing is. He doesn't know if this is a demon or a dead thing or a disease thing or a robot thing. He had no little background on disease. And Sam, they spend a lot of time in the Pacific Northwest Seattle metro area, which in this world extends all the way from Seattle. The whole Seattle city extends from Seattle. It's a mega city. It's all the way down Northern California, and it's all wired all to hell. And they had dealt with lots of robots there. AI, not robots. I'm sorry, it's insulting. AI and androids and robots with minds and souls, or wanted to have souls. This is like totally different, and this is when the moment when he realizes just how fish out of water he is, and he and Zeus are. They've dealt with the shadowy shit. Maybe some disease stuff, like the guys in the zombie thing that's whatever's disease. But this is a whole another fucking level. He's gonna, I think we gotta decide if we're raging out on this thing or we're souling it. Souling. Cool thing is in confront, decrease your damage to 0. That's cool. Means he's not going to take damage if he fails this roll. The cool thing about soul is he could get help. We could mutate this thing. We're going to try to mutate this thing. 3. What? Confront the true threat? No. No. How many times do I got to get that? That's a no, dude. Yeah, that we're going to do that. Mutate versus a deathless threat. Flip their nexus to hope. It's already at hope, so we're good to go. I like that game, huh? Okay, so tell I'm a little loose. It's all about the story, man. All right, here we go. Fuck. He's got a teetotum picked up in Seattle. He's going to use it to boost soul. He's going to be able to re-roll 3 dice thanks to Zeus. He does have sense for 1. Zeus is sitting over here with what? He's got some shit to help with. Yeah. We're gonna soul patch. Huh. Soul patch. Well, that's 14. That's all we need. Oh, okay. So the soul thing. So no other time have Sam and Zeus needed this fucking light shit. This is in fact, Sam's a little freaked out. He grabs on to Zeus more for like to steady himself, like in the face of this thing. But inadvertently, it just instinctively, that light shit we're talking about. This time, though, it manifests a little differently. It bursts out of them, but it bursts out of them like out of their eyes, out of their mouths, out of their hands. And they're like beams that just skewer this thing. It's just burning big holes in it. And it's laughter. And Sam, deep down, finds great pleasure in this. Turns to regular sounding screaming. Not like screeching screaming, but regular sounding person being burned to death. And as normal as that can sound. And it takes one too many, and it falls to the ground and erupts in flames, and the emergency room starts drowning in flames. The cool thing about meeting this vector outbreak is we can now try to seal this, which is choose one. Recycle one healing gift or recycle one random gift. We're going to recycle one random gift to seal this. And what's going to happen is, recycling means I put it in the bottom of the thing. What happens is then we've closed this location. So technically it's closed, but we have to look through it and go, is there a master? There is. So the location isn't technically closed yet. What's cool is we know what the next card is. And it's the finale. Because, let's see, we're going to let Zeus is going to take care of the owl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The messenger. Zeus's turn, we're going to draw an Omen of Doom. But he does have an Omen of... Oh, wait. At the end of his turn, he got to bury a card. Right? Is that going to help me right now? Isn't really going to help me. He doesn't get to draw any cards. Omen of Hope. He gets to draw a card. That's awesome. He's... Oh, shitty fucking card. Boom. It's the final countdown. This thing, patches bursting in flame and flames and slumping down, and other stuff starts catching on fire. Zeus grabs Zeus lets go of Sam, or like kind of like takes his hand, and he turns, and when he oh no, they're watching as this thing's kind of going, and the flames that come up on the walls cast a shadow, and the shadow on the back of on the wall of the emergency room is a winged bird, big. It just kind of rises out of the flames, and Zeus turns around, and there's the owl sitting on one of the operating tables, and it's got these jars of the vials on its little claw thing. And this time, though, the vials are empty. Both of them are empty, and it screeches in this like horrifying screech that just kind of deafens the room, just kind of blows out the room with sound. And then it kind of grows. It grows in both shadow and in both sides, just kind of just filling the room with itself. And the screeching we can hear underneath it, that it's like it's a combination of what Zeus feels it, Sam can only almost feel it, and it takes a while, and maybe it's not till later that Zeus thinks about it and really understands what he heard. But what he was hearing was like it could have been a million, it could have been billions of people screaming, all at once, and all coming from this owl, because it is the harbinger of the death of humanity. Duh. Initiate. For each of your deaths and symptoms, draw one card, and he gets to draw a card, which is awesome. And he's second ditch a card, which is fine. My problem is he's got a shit ton of mind cards and no fucking body or rage cards, so that's fun. That's gonna be fun. Maybe Sam should have took this guy on. Okay, alright. Body? No. Rage? Rage because... Alright, we're going to mutate. I'm going to roll 3 dice because, 3. Alright, we're going to keep it this time. We're going to keep this 3. If we lose... Okay, so that's what it was. If we lose... So we could have cut that. This is no big deal. If we lose, we got to fight Patch. I'm on board. Alright, so I rolled 3 because Zeus is going to help with his 2 himself. Sam's going to help. We're going to be able to re-roll 5 of these dice. I'm hoping I even have enough, now that I think about it. Hold on. I got to even see if I'm going to be able to have enough. Oh, shit. I got this. Okay, that's cool. I got something. I got a little something. I slotted this a while back, the Jekyll formula. Do I have anything I can use to boost? Ah, Wolfram Cube. Okay. He does have resist. Wolfram Cube. Assemble versus a mutated card. This is mutated. Recycle, add 1 mind or body die. We're going to add a mind die. No, we're going to body die. Okay, so we got 4. And then tell me... Oh, here we go. I'm going to sacrifice 1 body or soul gift. I'm going to sacrifice a soul gift. That's Sam's. Sacrifice this soul gift to add a soul die. That's one of his, that basket with the spiders and shit. So much I forget in this game. Alright, that's 5 dice. We're going to be able to re-roll all 5 of them. I got a couple other things up my sleeve. If shit goes haywire. Let's see what happens. That's like a no-go. Look at that. That's like, oh fuck no. This is the last roll here. That is more like it. It's okay. We need 15. This Dr. Jekyll formula, 10, 14, yeah. Explode 6s. That means I got a 6, which means I get to roll an extra die. That's exploding means. 4 isn't going to do it. Upgrade rage dice. Ah, that's the best one. That means this upgrade means this becomes a 5, and this becomes a 5. And that's all we freaking need. So that's Zeus raging out. So, Zeus. Like I said, in the heat of the moment, Zeus didn't really understand what he was hearing. But what he did, while he was hearing it, it tapped into some primal fucking rage that he hasn't felt in like probably like 50 years, or maybe 40 years, maybe 30 years. And it's later on reflection, the messenger coming at him with the idea, the idea of all of humanity being wiped out, tapped into something in Zeus, triggered something in Zeus that was just like, no, fuck you, that's never going to happen. And for every bit that the messenger came at him, just the shadow and it growing and it screaming, Zeus tapped into something where he made himself grow, not physically, but psychically and with his energy, like just kind of threw it all right back at this fucking bird. And this like messenger screamed his own scream, a scream of one human, and one voice, and one piece of humanity that wasn't gonna wasn't gonna fall before this before death. That's it, because that's what messenger represent, is death. So Zeus was representing life, and one voice. That's all it takes to represent life, is one voice screaming at it, and it shrinks back. And as he does that, and even he blows out, like Sam puts his hand over his head, his ears, because of both the screaming from the messenger and from Zeus. He can't take it. It almost feels like his head's gonna explode, when suddenly he opens his eyes and the shadow had shrunk on the bird, and Zeus had feel bigger, and it's almost as like the shadow is now Zeus's, and the bird has shrunk down to the point where it's just like a normal owl. And Zeus walks up to it and he grabs it by its fucking scrawny little neck and he breaks its neck and drops it on the table. Yeah. Messenger dead. That's what Jekyll formula do for you, boys. Okay. So that finishes the Gate of Pestilence. When the messenger dies, something changes. We don't know for sure yet what changed. Zeus doesn't know. Sam doesn't know. What actually happened is they're a step closer to facing Ereshkigal herself. They got to get out of there. Their house, the fucking emergency room's on fire. So they do their best to put it out. And other people come in, and they find out that there's a lot of questions on like why there's a half-eaten nurse on the floor, but then they see the other thing that's there. Later we'll find out that, not too much later, because this is going to be one long night for Sam and Zeus. This whole book is. Sam and Zeus go off to find Dr. What's his name? Lazarus. And after trying to explain what happened in the fucking emergency room. Maybe, actually, you know what? Maybe we pick up right... that's what we'll do. Next mission, we're going to pick up exactly right here as they're trying to put out the fire of the emergency room. So, we've fucking finished that mission. We get... Now, because we survived, we get to level up, basically. Not level up, but gain new things. And that means... we get 3 new fragments that we can choose from to give to one of these guys. The first one is the mission fragment, the Ascension. This is the mission, Gate of Pestilence. Sharp, fiery, and unexpected, the muscles spasmed. You screamed the first time. Rolling a tennis ball on it did nothing. Ice packs melted almost instantly. The masseuse you hired? Well, he screamed and ran when he saw what was growing from your back. Concerning, yes. But when the glorious singing started, you decided to wait and see. So, gain resist 1. If you have resist, increase your resist by 1. Oh, your hand size is decreased by 1. I don't know. That's not too bad. I could give that to Zeus. He could use something cool like that. Yeah, we'll think about that. The other 2, whitetail and the deer. Isn't that the same fucking thing? Let's see. I'll pick one of these powers and then we'll read the lose versus non-truth. Ooh. Oh, I like that. Decrease damage to 0. The whitetail. Kitsune is not a name we acknowledge, the executioner proclaimed. You can be Kit or Fox or whatever you mind, but we shan't speak of that thief again. She took away too much of us, from us. Okay, you said, but isn't the worst thing that she took away your freedom to say her name? Alright, Sam will take that. That'll decrease any damage to 0. Word. Yeah. Yes, the singing growth. What's cool is a lot of these are written by, you know, Patrick Rothfuss? Not a lot of these. There's a lot of these cards, and he wrote some of them. The game designers wrote a lot of them. A lot of these, the texture in these cards is fucking awesome. Like every one of these, I've got all these fleeting fragments or all these weird little short stories, memories of messed up shit that's either happened to these guys or for some reason they remember them. But that was Gate of Pestilence. That's my show for tonight. Thanks for sticking around, Turk. Thank you everybody who's still sticking around. Next week will be a new mission for Sam and Zeus, and they're one long dark night. And I'll check you guys tomorrow night. All right? I'm excited about season 2, man. Did everybody like the movie? The video? Right on. Right on. I'm gonna fucking really enjoy doing that. I just like doing that shit. Alright, you guys take it easy. I am out. Viva the dungeon.